Good morning. I'm down at the packing bench early today because I'm able to log in to eBay. The last couple of days it's been hit and miss. I wanted to make this video, make a quick short video to find out if anybody else is experiencing this login problem. When I try to log in, I get an error. It started yesterday when I was trying to log out. I was down here packing and it kept looping me back into the account. It would not let me log out. Now, why is that important for me? We have multiple stores, so I have to be able to log out of one store, log into another to complete my packing. Well, this morning it started again, except it was a log in problem. The main screen would simply error, tell me I had a upstream or downstream error, but it's now working again. Now, this doesn't happen very often, but it is a little frustrating. And I suppose if I had one day packing or one day handling on my stores, it would be even more critical. Because one of the funny things about eBay is we no longer have an external phone number to call customer service. If you can't log in, you're never going to reach customer service to find out if this is just a glitch they're having or whether something's going on. Now, this isn't just eBay. From time to time, I have a login problem with other sites. Commonly auction sites, could be PayPal. Normally, what it turns out to be is they've changed something about their login security. They want you to lengthen the password. They want you to add a symbol or a character. And I had that happen earlier this week with another site. So when I can't log into one of these accounts, one of the first things I do is I try a different device. We got multiple Macs. We've got phones. I go over and see if my login works. Well, in this case, it wasn't working on any of them. For the auction site I was having trouble with, in the end it turned out they wanted me to add a symbol to my password. And once I did that, I could get in. But there's no note or notification on the main screen when software developers do this. It's happened to me before with eBay. And of course, a little bit of the conspiracy theory always happens. Have I done something lately or said something, perhaps on a YouTube video, that eBay took offense at? Have I been put on the naughty list? Are they stopping me from accessing my account and my money for retribution? You know, there's just enough paranoid conspiracy in all of us to make you wonder. Well, it's once again allowed me to log in. But eBay often makes these subtle changes the requirements without getting a notification out to its users before they do it. I've only got a couple of items to pack this morning, and that's primarily because Rose and I have been running an auction. Almost all the local pickup items were taken care of yesterday. I got 2 holdouts that are due anytime, which was the other reason I wanted to pack early. I've got my phone in the house forwarded to my cell, so you might hear it ring. I think it'll ring even when I have it in camera mode. But I've got 2 outbounds. One of them, this is a Husky, that's Home Depot. A Home Depot wrench for removing shower valves. I got these as a quantity item from a commercial auction. So these make me, I think it's about $10, and I've got 3 of them left. So we'll get this one packed. Now here's an interesting item that sold for about $12. It's one of these little laser cut boxes. And the small compactness of laser machines these days has allowed people to make these items in their home workshops. This one happens to be a mama bear, baby bear climbing a tree. There's a little bit of turquoise in there as embellishment. So these tend to sell well. It came in with a jewelry box lot. The other item, this is going to be the topic, or at least part of the topic, of another video I'll be filming once I finish packing today. These are the nasal strips. Some of the nasal strips I've ordered to stop myself from snoring at night and breathe better while I'm sleeping. Problem with this batch? The adhesive's no good. They will not stick to my nose. So I contacted the seller and I said, we got a problem. He said, test them. So I ran a couple of tests. By morning, they're just not adhering. So the funny thing about this, though, is I've opened the return at his direction, and he shipped them out. Here it is. He shipped them out 3 boxes in a poly. The poly got all chewed up. The boxes got crushed. So my first message back to him was, you put them in a poly bag. The retail packaging, it's damaged. That alone could have been a reason to return, but my concern really was the product. So I tried the first one the first night. It didn't stick. I let him know. He said, try it again. So I did. But when I processed the return request on eBay, this is where it gets funny. It told me, when I prepped it, to put it in a box. So I'm supposed to send it back in a box, even though the seller sent it in a poly bag. So yeah, this is not the first time I've seen this issue. If you're going to ship out your items and they are in original retail packaging, like this one has the plastic clamshell, right? You don't want this crushed in transit. So you pretty much either got to pat them well to put them in a bubble, or you've got to put them in a box. And yeah, it does raise your cost a little bit to put them in a box, but the way customers see the presentation is important. If these are shown in your listing as intact and in good shape, you want them to arrive intact and in good shape. In the case of these nasal strips, you can see how the boxes have been smashed. Obviously, somebody at the post office dropped something really heavy on this pack. Didn't really damage the product inside, but even so, just if you showed it intact, especially if you used a stock image, it should present the same way when your customer unpacks it. Yeah, I've been having trouble getting good quality nasal strips lately. Maybe there's a shortage, which brings up another point for resellers. This has an expiration date, but it's well within the expiration date, so these should not have been a problem. And what I told the seller is that makes me wonder if somewhere along the way, they were produced, they were stored, they were transported, and they eventually got to him. He was storing them, probably, unless he's a drop shipper. But the question is, were they stored within the temperature range they were supposed to? Because that can cause sellers problems. As we pick things up on the secondary market, just because they haven't expired doesn't mean they're going to be viable by the time they get to the buyer. And you really can't do much about that, and neither can the seller, because until someone opens the package and gives it a try, they really don't know. It's like going down to the hardware and getting some spray foam or spray paint, and you push the button on your WD-40 can and nothing comes out. Well, because some products do not shelf well, or at least not well for very long, but they end up on the secondary market. Now, it could be an entire batch of these. A lot was pulled from some source because of the problem. They went through a pallet return process, somebody snapped them up, and then tried to sell them off on eBay. And maybe for the average person they work. For me, they wouldn't stay attached to my nose. And that's an instant description problem. Not really so much as an INAD. This one I had processed as a defective item. But the result is the same. The seller has to pay for the return shipping. But I've got to go through the process of reordering from another source. Just finished packing up those items, and a couple interesting things. eBay allowed me into the account to do the packing, but it won't actually open the shipping page. So I've got them packed and sitting on the bench, and I'm just going to have to wait and see whether I can get into it later. If by the end of the day or tomorrow morning I can't, then I'll go over to Pirate Ship. It's always good to have an alternative option available because eBay does error out sometimes. Now, second interesting point on that return for those sinus strips I'm processing, it printed a label, the system did, and it's different than I've seen before. It actually comes up and shows that no postage is necessary as long as I mail it within the United States. So that's new. It actually says return on it. Looks like eBay's worked something out with the post office, or perhaps the seller, he may be so big that he has a permit number and has worked out return labels with the post office. But it's the first time I've seen that. Okay, I've got to go ahead and head up to the house in case somebody calls about the pickup or pulls into the driveway, because I've got 2 items left for our auction to hand over on local pickup. A video will pop up here or here, and you can go on to my other topics for today. This is just a quickie I wanted to get up to find out if any of you, have been having trouble logging into eBay or logging out for the last couple of days. Have a good day.